What if we could dramatically improve school quality simply by restructuring the way teachers and leaders work together? Developing rich and engaging instruction is the most important work of schools, but the systems we use are not designed to do this work effectively. It's time to rethink teacher development. A typical teacher receives a confusing hodgepodge of supports from many people, none of whom really knows the teacher's curriculum or students on a day-to-day basis. One provides PD, another classroom observations, another discipline support, and so forth. These supports last for about an hour a week for each teacher and result in a frustrating overload of meetings and often a profound sense of isolation when they still have to write lessons and grade papers alone. If those arrows did not look confusing enough, consider how it feels to be a leader in a typical school. School leaders normally divide their work by role. It seems efficient for one person to provide PD for 20, 30, or 50 teachers once a week, and another to support the same teachers on data or discipline. Leaders support many people, a tiny bit at a time. We all know the feeling. We don't have enough time with any one teacher to help very much. And we rarely get an opportunity to work directly on teaching. Now, consider the typical school from an organizational perspective, and we see in a logical structure. All the intersecting arrows can cause miscommunications and inconsistency within a school. In other careers, we don't develop professionals this way. Doctors, lawyers, electricians, airline pilots do not stay after work once a week for training sessions, and they do not get rated once a month on an observation rubric. Most teachers spend 4 or 5 periods a day teaching, and 2 more prepping, grading, and planning lessons. The exact sequence of the periods is not important, but it's normal for teachers to spend 6 of their 7 hours working alone. Teachers do their most important work in isolation, and then they face a barrage of meetings for the remainder of the day focusing on new work to be done in groups. It's a strange view of collaboration, and we're squeezing it into a schedule that just doesn't work. The Artisan Teaching Model is a leadership structure developed and refined over a decade at a public school in the Bronx. It requires no extra staff or resources, just reorganizes the work of teachers and leaders into small teams that collaborate authentically every day. Artisan Teaching is a team-based apprenticeship system where teachers in the same grade and subject area share a lesson plan every day. Teams of 3 or 4 include a veteran team leader, and they provide all of the supports for teachers simultaneously, merging the lesson planning, PD, observations, mentoring, and data analysis. The team leaders are teachers or administrators with expertise in pedagogy, content, student support, and adult development, reflecting the best teaching the school has to offer. Team leaders often emerge naturally over time from the collaborative teams, creating a sort of leadership pipeline for the school as well. Using this model, the teacher's schedule is calmer. Much remains the same, but the hours spent planning lessons is now done collaboratively as daily lessons are shared with teammates. And the final hour at the end of the day? Those meetings are eliminated, allowing the apprenticeship team time to work together. This is dramatically better for newer teachers and increases retention of veterans as well. The role of principal shifts to support the development of the team leaders. Distributed leadership is not just a buzzword here. It is a real developmental career path central to the school's work. Let's recap. Most teachers typically receive sporadic assistance from a variety of leaders. Artisan Teaching provides deep support from one team, individually tailored to the needs of each teacher. Why do we make teachers attend weekly PD sessions on how to ask better questions when we could work collaboratively with them while they write questions for each day's lesson? It's a choice between top-down leadership where we support many teachers superficially, or depth over breadth, where each leader supports one or two teams in context, just as apprenticeships and teams work in every other profession. And from a management and organizational perspective, it's obvious that the lines of communication are streamlined and clear. It's crucial to understand that artisan teaching is not just another PLC. We're not merely shifting the work of PD and department meetings into smaller groups. We're changing which work is done in groups. Everyone nowadays is talking about collaborative teams, but creating new meetings with new tasks doesn't allow authentic teamwork. Artisan teaching eliminates much of the work typically done in PLCs and instead creates teams to share the work normally done alone. The result is qualitatively more effective adult development. Working on lessons with experts is better than training sessions on lesson design. Data analysis, discipline support, and classroom observations are all much more effective when they are embedded in our daily work. Whether it is teachers or students, everyone deserves the best support we can provide, and that means an education designed by a team.